Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Notorious Momz, the podcast. I'm here with my guest. Hi, guest.
Hi, everyone. My name is Evie.
How you doing, Evie?
Doing great. And yourself?
Good. I'm a little bit under the weather, as you can
Oh,
hear, but this is what happens when you have a little kid and she goes to school and she usually brings back germs.
yes.
So
Oh, my goodness.
it has been very rough because I feel like I've been really, really busy. I haven't really had time to like rest and like recoup. I've just been like going, going, going. So this time I'm trying to take it easy, but it's just not really possible.
Oh, I know.
But here we are.
Yeah.
So Evie, tell the people a little bit about yourself. What do you do? What you got going on? What's happening?
Oh, well, actually, I'm from East Harlem, El Barrio. I'm Puerto
Oh,
Rican. So, us Puerto Ricans, this is our weekend. So,
yes.
it's wepa time. And,
Yeah,
and,
that's right. It's the
yeah.
Puerto Rican Day parade on Sunday, this Sunday coming up, and
Yes,
there's a
and
whole
the
bunch of
festival, if you're
festivities.
in Spanish Harlem, they
Mhm.
have the 116 festival. So
When
that's a
does that
big
start?
thing
Is that on Saturday or is that on
on
Sunday?
Saturday.
It's
Yeah.
on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I may just have, well, depending on how I'm feeling, because usually when I'm not feeling good, I don't like to be around people.
I
Ever since
know.
COVID and everything, I like to just,
I
even though if it's
know.
a little cold, but you don't want to get nobody sick.
I know. And the air is kind of like, here in New York, you know
Oh
how
my
it is.
God. Can we
So,
talk about that really quickly?
yes.
So, if anybody that's not in New York, we're in New York, but this past couple of days there was some Canadian fires that caused really bad air quality in the New York city area, like the tri-state area. Everybody had it was like so when I woke up that morning, like I saw the sun and it looked really orange, and I was like, that looks weird. I took a video and I posted it, and I'm like, wow, this is kind of dope. But then come to find out that it was like not a good thing that it was looking like that. So
No.
I hope that the festivities still continue because everything
I
is
hope
outside,
so.
I'm assuming.
I hope so. They haven't said anything, and I haven't seen anything in social media or the news. So I
Mhm.
think it's a go for this weekend.
I hope so
Yeah,
because
I
that
hope so.
that'll really suck. Now people have
Mhm.
to put their mask back on. Jackie, we were like down with the mask mandates and
Girl, you know what? I felt like I was back in 2020 because this morning, even yesterday, when I was going home, everyone in the train had the mask and everything. And
Mhm.
I'm like, oh my God, it felt like I was back in 2020.
Right. I
To be
think it
honest
gave
with
us a
you.
little PTSD. Like I saw people walking around with masks. I'm like, oh my God, like what's gonna happen? But I think hopefully we should be okay. So the times, the times, the times. What a friend of mine was just telling me, I was just talking to my son too. I'm like, my daughter's really growing up in a weird, because she was born in 2019 and the pandemic happened. She was born October and then the pandemic happened
Mhm.
in March of,
Oh my God,
2020. So we've been through all of that. So
girl,
craziness.
it's crazy.
Tell me
It just
about it.
changed our perspective about life and everything.
Yes, that's gotta stay positive for sure. Try to keep that
Definitely.
positive energy. That's what we be trying to do over here at Notorious Miles. We try to stay as positive as possible. Sometimes, not so good days, but other times we try to be as positive as possible. So this conversation is gonna be a little juicy though, because I don't think I had a dating conversation um as of yet. I don't know. I have to look back at my episodes, but I wanted to talk about a little bit about dating and
Mhm.
your perspective of dating in this time in 2023.
Girl, oh my God, it's
I'm gonna need you to
weird.
spill the tea. Let's talk about
It
it.
is so weird. It's so weird. And I think it's affecting every age group. It's not just over 40s, it's not over 50. I think it's affecting everyone in general.
Why do you say that?
I said that because I have a 15-year-old son and I
Mhm.
hear him talk with his friends and about dating and they like these girls and my friend this and it's tough because they're mimicking um what we us older women and older men are being taken like running away from. They trying to be with somebody that is not toxic. Who knows about
Right.
to being toxic at the age of 15?
Right.
Somebody that is just like liars,
Right.
somebody that could cheat,
Right.
somebody that could just, be with multiple people at the same time. And it's just mind boggling how young I hear the conversations,
Right.
and it's just crazy that it's not mimicking, but it's just going through that phase sooner and faster than what
Yes.
I thought.
Yeah. So I think I can agree with you on that aspect. I think that now the teenagers, like with all of the like all the awareness about relationships and people, and when we talk about generational trauma, and we talk about people being toxic, and we talk about boundaries, these are things that are being spoken about a lot with our kids coming up. And it's something that we didn't talk about when we were on the dating scene, or
Exactly.
I'm back on the dating scene, but that's another story for another day. But yeah, like nobody ever told me like, oh, this person's toxic, or you should stay away from this. I kind of learned as I grew up, I guess, and had one too many failed relationships. I
Exactly,
laugh. I
exactly. It's
laugh.
like we went through so much, and it's just like I said, and still at this age, we're still learning.
Right.
With It's like so many things, and I'm gonna mention the pandemic because there was a lot of mental health and a lot of
Yes.
different types of personality traits that
Right.
people didn't think it existed.
Right. Yeah, I think that the pandemic had a lot to do with it had a big effect on people's mental health. So, and I think that I think it was a good thing and a bad thing, because I think people, they only had time to like recognize and, talk about their mental health, because there was nothing else, that, the world was still. So you can really, you had to face your so-called demons, as they say. But so are you on any of the dating apps?
I'm not actually on dating apps, to be honest with you. I think that nowadays, especially like in TikTok,
Mhm.
Instagram, even
Mhm.
Facebook, a lot of people are being bolder and they reaching out to you. They
Mhm.
requesting you,
Mhm.
especially on Instagram, they request to follow you. Facebook, hey,
Slide up
listen,
in
I
your
came across your
DMs.
page, and like I like your content, I like your pictures. Can we be friends and blah blah blah, and I think that people are approaching that more than dating sites. I don't know if you know but for me, like I had gotten a lot of attention through that more than dating sites.
Yeah.
And Facebook has a dating section in it. So
Does it? I'm
yes,
not.
it does.
So I used to use Facebook a lot, and then I stopped using it for a while, and then all these updates happened. So I don't really use Facebook too much. I post content sometimes, but Instagram and like TikTok, and I think that's really it. I use Instagram and TikTok a lot.
Yeah,
I
me
have
too.
Twitter, but I don't tweet, because I don't have the time for that sometimes, but I do
Exactly.
post. I do post. I feel like Twitter is it's for a different kind of person, I guess. It's
Exactly.
just not for me. So you got people sliding in your DMs. What they be saying?
No,
Like,
they'd be like, hey, because that's how they start. Hey, how are you? I came across your page and I think you're great and I love your picture and I like your content and TikTok. They said, oh, I like your
I
content. I
like your
really like
content.
everything. Can we be friends? Can I follow you? I follow you, you follow me. And then you think, okay, yeah, great. I'll support you, be positive. And then they just, then they hit you up in a couple of days. Oh my God, great, you look great. And then they like your pictures or anything that you post. And
Mhm.
then that's how the conversation starts.
Gotcha.
Oh wow, where you from?
I mean, I think that that's a good thing, like organically. I remember like back in the days, you used to meet people like, at the grocery store or at the bodega, or, yeah, at a house party, because um, that was really popping back then. And, in my time, the house parties were like, if you were at a house party, you was in. Everybody had house parties in the basement. I actually had my sweet 16 in my house. They moved all the furniture out. They had a DJ in my
Nice.
living room. I was like, yeah, my sweet 16 was the bomb. It was like a long time ago. I feel like I'm
I she
getting
said a
old.
long time ago.
I'm getting old. I have a birthday this month, so I'm excited.
Oh, yes.
I'm
Gemini.
celebrating Cancer.
Gemini or Cancer?
Cancer.
Ooh.
I'm at the end of the month. Today is actually my sister's birthday. Shout out to my sister. Happy birthday. Gotta give her a little shout out. She's a little bit older than me. So that's what we're doing all month long. I'm celebrating. So so yeah, I mean, I think that technology has really changed the dating scene as well. I think that people are doing more things behind the screen and not in person.
Even even if you go out to a lounge or restaurant, half of the people are like this. Oh, let me take a picture of what I'm eating. So it's like technology has
Anybody
taken
that's
over
not
a
watching the
lot.
video, that was really funny what Evie was just doing right now. It was really funny. So you got to watch that. You're not going to see it on the audio, but you'll
Yeah,
see it on the
I
video.
just have to do the little selfie, you know. Yeah.
I love it. No, but it's true. It's true. You go to a lounge, nobody's dancing, everybody's on their phones. You know, you go to a restaurant, everybody's taking pictures of their phone. I mean, of not of their phone, of their food. You know, what's that Instagram? Everything is content. Everything is content.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything is
It
content.
is.
Like
And
I don't
I'm
know if that's
guilty
how it
of
goes.
doing it because I've done
Me
it. I'm like,
too.
oh my God, this mofongo looks great with shrimp. Espérate, let me just take a picture, you know? And it just
Before we eat,
happens.
before we say our grace, let me just take this
Yeah.
picture real quick.
And then, amen. Let's eat. Let's dig in.
I love it. So, are you dating anybody right now?
Well, I'm not dating anyone right now. I am talking and getting
Okay.
to know someone.
Okay.
And I decided to do that, and just because of past experiences,
Mhm.
I think that a lot of us are rushing into things too quickly.
Yeah, okay.
And it could be blissful. It could be the honeymoon stage for 2 months. And then after the 2 months are over, it's just like, okay, then reality hits. Reality is about getting into a schedule, getting to learning more about each other's, what triggers you, what bothers you. Let's not do this, and I don't like this. And you get to it. It's just being rushed to too soon. I think it just kills the whole
The
romantic
vibe.
vibe of getting to know each other and just spending time. And so unfortunately it happened to me. So after that happened, I just decided, you know what, my next step and my next person that I do decide today, and I said do decide because it's always up to the person when they're ready.
Right.
You have to heal from that.
Right. Right.
And it's just that let me just get to know each other. Let's hang out. Let's go out. Let's
So you mentioned that you had a 15-year-old son.
Yes.
Was that from like a long-term relationship? Were you with his dad for a really long time? Or were you married before?
No, it was from a long term relationship. And
Okay.
it just came to a point that it was just like, um, is it this is what I really want? Do I really want to, when as you get older, you start finding out what you really like, what you
Yeah.
really want to do with your life,
Yeah.
what is it that you want to accomplish. And
Yes.
sometimes it's just when it's your relationship is dragging and it's not motivating you no more. I
Mhm.
just prefer to just like I want to be happy and I want that person to be happy as well.
So how
So I
many
think it's
years
just
how
the
many
end of
years
that.
were you together?
Mm-hmm.
How many years were you together?
Oh my God, like 17 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and it happened. It happens. It
Wow,
happens.
17 years,
You
that's a
get
long
into
time.
a schedule,
Like
like
a
a monogamous,
routine.
like
Yeah,
every day the same thing. That you get to a point that it's just like, what is happening? What is happening to this life?
right.
What am I doing?
Right, because it also takes two people to kind of like keep it together. Like I always say, when you're in a marriage, you have to continue to like date each other and you have to continue to like grow with the person, right? Because in some relationships people grow together, and in other relationships they grow apart, because like you said, as you get older you start wanting different things, things change, right? When you were dating someone at 15, 15 years later, you're not gonna you're not gonna want the same thing. 15 years later you're gonna think back and be like, I didn't like that back then. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I think that's a big downfall in some relationships, is that when they start dating, um, you know, people don't ask the really important questions. Like,
exactly. It's
do
not
you want to
about
be
what's
married?
your favorite color.
Right.
What is it? No, it's not that anymore. It's about where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Right.
What is it that you want to do different than what you did a year ago?
Right.
What
Do
is
you
your
want
perspective in
children?
life right now?
Right.
You know?
What are your, like, your work goals, your life goals? Sometimes people get
Exactly.
in the whirlwind of being in a relationship and it's just like, okay, here we are 10 years in. And it's like, things happen. Like, we get into a routine, we get into a rut, you stop having sex, you stop
So true.
loving on each other. And then that's where things become like super difficult.
And then you become boring. When you become boring, then you are home like this, wishing, well, I wanted to go to the movies. We should have gone to eat something. And you know what I mean? It's just a what if. And that could lead into being unfaithful.
Right.
It could lead into just not want like just not caring anymore.
Right. And then you just be like, fuck it.
Yeah. And then
It's
the
over.
disrespect comes in
Right.
and the fighting and it just escalates to one thing to another.
Right. So I'm gonna ask you a funny question. Not really funny, but so what would you be now in the space that you're in as far as dating goes? What are your five things that you like in a person, or that you would like in your future person that you are gonna date in the future?
Oh boy, I need somebody that's gonna be open-minded,
Okay, I love that.
open-minded
Love that.
about everything. Um, Everybody has different opinions,
Mhm.
but if we can come together and talk about my opinions and your opinions, they might be different, but we could learn from each other about what is it that you believe, what makes you believe what you believe, and so we could come together and discuss it. That is very important to me.
Okay.
I need somebody who's has leadership, like, you
Yes.
know,
A
let
leader.
me be a leader. Let me
Yes.
just like, hey, let me take control. Let me just ask about this and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And have
Yes.
courage
Love that.
to just get up and listen. We take a drive. I'm lost. Okay, Google's not working. The Google map is not working. Let me stop and let me ask. Have
Let's give the
courage to
Puerto
do
Rican
things.
directions. Let's talk about let's give the Puerto Rican directions. All right, you're gonna go there. When you see that tree, you're gonna make a left. When you see the vaca, you're gonna make a
Yeah.
right.
So you have to have courage to be like that and courage to just like, hey, boops, I
Right,
made a mistake. It's
right,
okay. It's okay. And strength. I need somebody who has strength. I don't know if ladies out there feel the same way, but I need somebody that has strength. Like, and it's not about lifting a case of water. It's just just lifting me up and be having that initiative of
right.
doing things. Like I think that, it's just, but then at the same time, I want them to be nurturing
Okay, I like that.
and
I like that.
care for things,
Right. So I want to go back to two things that you said. So you said leadership, and you said being like strong. So like the other day I was just having a bad day, right? I feel like, because I feel like
Mhm.
I'm always like, nowadays we talk about feminine energy, and we're always talking about feminine and masculine energy. I feel like I'm always in my masculine energy. Like, because I feel like when things happen, I'm the fixer. Everybody comes to me, you know, I cook, I clean, I wash, I work, I do a lot um on a daily basis. And sometimes I just want to like not do any of that, and I want someone to do it all for me. Right? How do you feel about that?
I agree completely. I think that we women have become so independent in the sense that we'll take on anything,
Right.
and that's just our mechanism, that it just takes, we ready for anything. I
Yes.
think that we'll, if anything, God forbid something happen in this world, we ready to take control. Like, let's get these
Yes.
things done.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think that men, and maybe they might not agree with me, not all of them,
That's
but
okay.
I
We're
think
gonna
that
say
the
some of them.
opposite sex sometimes tend to be like, okay, so I'm just gonna stand back and let you be the leader. And then that's where the masculine, the strength and the we take over. But then at the same time, we become at this a point that we just so exhausted that we just,
Yes.
like you said, I just want to relax.
Right.
And then men miss that.
Right.
They get used to that constant, schedule, and that cost, and it's just that they don't.
Right. Because I was thinking about that on that very day. I was feeling very tired. I was feeling exhausted. Because currently I just have a lot going on, like professionally and at home
Mm.
and work. Um, and I was just like, I started thinking, I was like, when was the last time somebody made me some breakfast? When was the last time somebody made me a cup of coffee? When was the last time somebody said, I'll pay for a mani pedi? Or not even like, the pay or drive me there, because I'm
Yeah.
always driving. I'm driving myself, I'm driving my kids, I'm driving my mom. Like when was the last time anybody did that for me? And it's been a really long time.
Oh, it had, yo.
And I was feeling away. I don't know if anybody else has these days, but I was really feeling away. I was like, I really don't want to be in my masculine energy today. I don't. I don't. So I
It
was feeling a little
happens. Yeah, I think we
immaculate.
go through that. I think we have phases that we go through that. Like I said, we want to be nurtured. We want to
Yes.
be, taken care of, at least,
Yes.
once in a
Rub my
while, just,
back.
you know,
You know?
take care of me. Give
Yes.
me some water. You
Yes.
know,
Yes. Give me some
make it
water.
special. Put a little twist of lemon there. Like, make me feel special. Let me see the bubbles or something.
It's so funny because you said water. I don't know. Are you a movie person? I'm a movie person. Have you ever seen White Men Can Jump?
Yes.
So you remember that? Do you remember that scene when Rosie Perez she tells Woody Harrelson, she's like, I'm thirsty, right? I'm thirsty, right? So he's like, okay, let me get you a glass of water. I don't remember how the scene goes, but she's like, I'm not thirsty for water or have like I want you to be able to like quench my thirst, but not my physical thirst or however it went. But when
Yeah.
I saw that, I was like, that makes sense, even though I love
It
the movie.
does. It makes sense.
Right, but it makes sense. Like, don't bring me water, but quench my other thirst, not the water part, you know?
Exactly. And it's so simple things, just
Yes,
simple thing that it makes a difference. It makes a difference.
it does. Like making a cup of coffee.
Exactly.
Or, if I'm getting up, I gotta go to work, make me some breakfast real quick.
Exactly.
Give me a little goodie
Hey, I'm
bag.
making something for myself. Do you want something as well? Do you want the same
Yes.
thing I'm having, or you
Yes.
want something else? Because I could just do whatever you want.
Yes.
Like
I agree.
that. That thinking that
Like the forward thinking, like anticipating the person's needs. I tell that to my staff because I manage a staff in a medical office. And I tell them all the time, I'm like, you guys have to anticipate the needs of your doctors and and the people around you because you have to have a little bit of like forward thinking. And I feel like sometimes in relationships, we often miss the mark.
it's true.
We miss the mark. Men and women.
Hmm.
And I'm
It
just tired of
happens,
that.
and it's just the little things that count.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because it makes you like, it just takes you your out of the blue. It's like, oh, thank you.
Right, because people's mood change. Like I feel like when you do stuff for somebody that lightens their load, you see a mood
Hmm.
shift.
It's
Like you'll
true.
see, and then you'll start feeling it like internally, like, hey, okay, you did the dishes. I didn't have to do the dishes. You cooked.
Exactly.
I didn't have to cook. And these are not all like extravagant big things, but these are things that you did for me that you took off my plate and I don't have to think about it, because I feel like for me I'm constantly on like go mode, go mode, go mode. I'm forward thinking. I'm thinking about when I wake up, I'm thinking about dinner. I'm thinking about the kids. I'm thinking about work. I'm thinking about how my day is going to go. It's like my brain is like constantly going.
It's true, and it's. I mean, our minds are working 24/7. We
Yes.
could just, and that's why this is the reason why we get up in the morning we're so exhausted, because our
Yeah.
minds are so like working on scheduling things, and we gotta do this, I gotta do that. It's just, it's
That's why
nonstop.
sometimes like I get up in the morning and like I'm up. And I get up early, usually by 5:30 I'm already up. But like this morning I stood in the bed an extra 15 minutes. I was up, but I was like I'm just going to lay here. Like I need these extra 15 minutes to just gather myself. Cuz usually once my feet hit the floor, that's it. I mean, you see, look at the time. What time is it? It's about to be 10 o'clock. And I'm still going, and then when I'm finished here with you, I'ma still be going for another at least an hour. So I'm not getting to bed until like midnight. But
So
that's the
true.
life. I mean, I love it. Everything I'm doing right now, everything I'm working towards. Um,
Sorry
don't worry
about
about
that,
it.
that was my dog.
That's all right. We've heard worse things on Notorious Moms, so don't worry about it.
That's like
um,
another child, and you have to take care of the dog too, and the pets
listen,
and all that stuff. That's like a thing.
don't even get me started. I know some people that are dog people, they're pet people. So that's okay. We love the dogs.
I know.
Even though I'm allergic. Like we're like severely
Oh,
allergic.
you are. Oh
Mhm.
boy.
I'm very allergic to pets.
Oh
Which is
no.
funny because I used to work for a veterinarian's office, a long time ago in the South Side.
Oh
In the South
wow,
Side of
that's
Brooklyn,
great.
I used to work at a hospital and I was around animals all day long. They didn't bother me. It was when I left there, that's just a little tidbit, that I became like super allergic.
Oh man, oh wow.
To
That's
the dander.
crazy. You
Yeah.
think that maybe you developed that while working there, and
Yeah,
then
I
it
think I
just
developed the allergy by
surfaced?
working there.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's what
Wow.
happened.
That's
But
crazy.
here we are.
Mhm.
Here we are.
Yes.
So, Evie, you got any tips for us older, or let me not say older, mature, seasoned women?
Steven. Well, what's that guy that from that meme that he goes like this with the salt?
That's the Salt Bay.
We season. Yeah.
Échale sazón. There we go. Because we got a little seasoning.
Yeah.
Uh, you
I
got
think
any?
that, I would say,
Excuse me.
take your time
Yes, that's a good one. I like that.
and heal. Heal is very important. A lot of us, when we finish with a relationship or seeing anyone, we just don't give each other time in between to see what is it that you want, or what are you looking for, because you can just meet anybody and start dating and start having a relationship, and okay, you're learning about each other, whatever. It didn't work, okay, then you move on to the next one and the next one and the next one. What is making you go to, through all this? Then it has to be something that is not satisfying you. What is it that you're not happy with?
Yeah, I think that is I'm think I'm at the end. I'm at the very end of my healing journey. I'm healing from my past relationship because I've been in the process of a divorce for over a year now. So
Wow.
I'm at the end. I'm at the end and I feel good. Like I feel good. I feel like, it may be time to maybe get back out there, maybe not. I'm not sure. But it feels nice to just kind of like get over one thing. Cuz before it used to be like you know what they say. What's the saying? The way to get over somebody is to get under somebody else.
And it's funny, and it's like it might work for some people, but
Yeah, more
you
power to
still
you.
gonna be, if that doesn't work, then you're gonna go and keep doing the same pattern over and over
Right.
again.
Right.
So I just feel that if you heal and you find out what is it that you are all about, what is it that you want,
Right.
what makes me happy, so like that you can communicate with that future person,
Right.
and then you can find a connection.
Yes.
And I think that I've learned that from experience, that I just can't be like, okay, didn't work out, oh well, wish you the best. Okay, oh hi, I think that, and I suggest people out there, just give yourself time, enjoy yourself. What is
Yes.
it that you like?
Yes.
Pamper yourself. I want to do a manicure and pedicure. Let me just to get my hair done.
Right.
Make me happy. So like that transpire, and it attracts the opposite,
I like that.
sex,
I
or the
like
same
that.
sex,
Right.
whatever.
Whatever it is that you like, it attracts whatever it
Exactly.
is that
Love
you
is
like.
love. But
Right.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
that brightness and that confidence comes out, and you will be like amazed how many people just gravitate towards you. It
Yes.
and it has happened to me, because it's like, sometimes it takes me like kind of where, like, hey, oh hi, where you come from, you know but I just decided that I just wanted to, my personal my personal journey. I just wanted to get to know you. What are you all about? What is it that you like? Maybe we like the same music.
Right.
We like the same, you like this. Oh my God, I love that movie. And this and that. And then oh my God, you're hilarious. Things like that.
Right. I love that. I love that. And on that note, that's what we're gonna leave it right there. So anybody, if you out there, if you on the dating scene right now, I used to say that the dating pool got pee in it. But listen, there's somebody for everybody, right?
And don't be afraid. Don't be
Yes.
afraid. Please, I just wanted to
Don't
get that
be
also out there.
afraid.
Do not be afraid.
Yes.
And your worth, and if you don't like something, you speak up. And if it doesn't, oh well.
If it don't work, let it go.
Yes.
There you go.
Amen.
Evie, thank you so much for coming on tonight and
Oh,
sharing
thank you
your
for having
wisdoms
me.
and for talking some shit with me tonight. I had so much fun.
That's right, girl.
Evie, tell them where they can find you. Where
You
you at,
can
girl?
find me, listen, you can find me on TikTok. I'm under Yo Soy Evie _love.
Yo soy
And I'm
Evie.
on IG as well. Hit me up, Evie _Serrano. Listen, just hit me up. I'm very friendly. Hey,
Yes.
let's
I
enjoy
love
music,
it.
life, everything. Positivity, good energy.
Well, you have a good night and thank you so much for taking your time out and coming on the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
We'll chat soon.
Yes, blessings.
Bye.
Bye.